I'm Raphael Munyaka from Machakos County, Kangundo sub-county.
My name is Alexander Kering. I'm an orthopedic technologist by profession, or what you would call a prosthetist and orthotist, working with Machakos Orthopaedic Clinic.
This was quite a journey. It started, first of all, I would like to say I am diabetic for the last 22 years. So I got my foot swelling, my right foot, leg swelling at the foot level. And I tried to attend medication from Kangundo. After some time, and it was during the COVID time, I was not very successful. They referred me to Bishop Kyoko, Machakos. I was admitted in end of June. And I was operated on sometimes end of July. One toe was removed, another one. So at some stage, the doctor said they will be forced to remove the 5 toes from that leg, the right leg. I was not ready for that because I thought it was one. So even little did I know that they were not going to remove the 5 toes. They were to go up and remove at least part of my leg. The pain was horrible. But actually when I was being amputated, I did not feel any pain, although I was kind of in a coma. But the problem was when the toes were amputated, the first 2 toes were amputated, there was this process of cleaning. After 1 day, you skip a day, and there was a cleaning. The cleaning was very, very painful. The washing and the cleaning of the toes was taking about 1 hour, and it was very, very painful. Sometimes because it was between 11 and 1. Actually, after the cleaning of the wounds, even you could not eat, or even thinking was impaired. I have got some photos of the cleaning during those days. I don't know, you can look at them later. They are still with me here. So, August 3rd, now part of my leg was removed or cut from the Bishop Kyoko Hospital. And I only realized that the leg was missing after the doctor told me some 3 days later, the 4th days when the doctor told me they removed the leg, and that is when I got aware that now I've got a stump, not a full leg. I had to attend some clinics at the Bishop Kyoko Hospital after every 14 days, fortnightly, for 6 weeks. On the 8th week, they told me now my leg is safe. Now I can proceed and look for the purchase of or the fitting of a prosthesis leg. I did not know about it. I did not know where to go. So I asked them, do they have an idea where? Because I was only thinking about Kijabe, or maybe going to Narod Hospital, Kenyatta National Hospital to go and inquire. Then they told me there's a clinic around in Machakos where maybe I can be attended. So I was referred to come here, Machakos Orthopaedic Clinic. Then when I came, I was assessed, we discussed. I came another time, we talked again. We discussed very well about what I should be expecting, what they would expect from me. So about after the 10th week or the 12th week is now when we settled that I should be, what the type of prosthesis which would be fixed to me. Yeah. And at that time we were about Christmas time, businesses were closing, ordering of the items was also taking time. So we settled for January. And the January extended to February 4th is when my prosthesis was fixed. They are good because they came at home, so that they will know about the terrain at home, the environment.
So at Machakos Orthopaedic Clinic, we embrace the concept of community-based care or community-based rehabilitation, which is called CBR, where the process of rehabilitation doesn't have to happen in an institutionalized setup, but actually getting to the environment of the people that we have already served. That way it helps us to understand their environment more and fashion the devices that we are fitting them to suit their environment. So for Raphael, we did all the measurement, the trial fitting, the final fitting, and the gait training right in his home.
Sometimes we may assume things are normal. Mambo ni ya kawaida. Let me use that one. Lakini mambo sio ya kawaida. You can be put on a chair or on a bed and you can't get a plate of food, which is maybe a meter from where you are sitting or where you are lying. After amputation is when I realized that I could not even manage to go take myself to brush my teeth, get myself food, switch on the TV, because if it is at a distance, there's no way I could reach. Even one time, after immediately I was released from hospital. You know, the hospital has got their beds, have got a bar which protects you from falling. Now when I went home, the following day, I told people I'm going home, so I was arranging for mass. So the priest and my parents were together for mass. So I just woke up, sat down the way I used to do in the hospital, and somehow I wanted to pee, to help myself. So when I got up to bed, nikatupa mguu. I just woke up the way I normally used to do when I was had both legs. I'm right-footed, so my right foot moved forward. And the moving forward did not hit the ground. It went to a very deep pit. So I fell forward straight away because there was no foot. And you know, you feel like the foot is there, so you swing from the bed to hit the floor or the carpet. But then there's nothing, there's no foot. So you go forward straight away. 3 times before I realized that there's no foot here. And then again, sometimes you could feel the bigger toe is itching. You want to scrub it. The toe, the heel is needs to be scratched or is itching. You take your hand there, you find there is no foot, there's nothing. So it took time for me to know the foot is not there. and I had to hit for some time. So you're asking me about the challenges. Those are some of the challenges. It is not mambo ya kawaida to be able to do the small things we do. Getting to bed, feeding yourself, going to brush your teeth, taking yourself to the toilet, getting yourself to bed. It is, hiyo ni mambo ya Mungu. Sio ya kawaida. And it is very hard for us to realize that. To stand. It took some training to manage to stand like that. Even without the leg, I can manage to stand. I knew I'm supported. But you could not just do it like that. Because one thing, the left leg is weak. I'm right-footed. So I could not manage to stand. Even if I wanted to even walk on a crutch or to get into a wheelchair, I could not. So, tukasema, God is great.
I thank God for the positivity that was exhibited by Raphael, because from the beginning, Raphael was so optimistic that he wanted to go back to work. And that is the first motivation that hits the desk of a prosthetist, that makes him also be motivated well enough also to respond to the person in need. When it comes to prosthetic fitting, there are issues related to the loss of limb that are quite key. That if the person that has been amputated does not overcome, the process of rehabilitation becomes a challenge. So, but luckily for Raphael was different, because Raphael well accepted the outcome, that the surgical operation that went on was not to remove the limb, because that is the notion that people tend to think. You know, if you hear someone telling you that they have removed my limb, then it's erroneous. Basically, no one removes anyone's limb. It is the disease, or rather the dead cells that are being removed, that are threatening the life of the person. When the patient looks at it from that scope, then they look at it as treatment. So amputation does not become traumatizing. It becomes a relief of the pain that the person was going through, which is what Raphael was actually embracing quite well. So once we read that from Raphael, we now had to start giving him the possible options for prosthesis. And options for prosthesis are quite a myriad of them, ranging from the different needs of the person that is being rehabilitated, the underlying condition, that is what led to the amputation. There are people that would go through amputation by way of, probably they didn't have any underlying condition, maybe through RTA. Then there is a prosthetic device that would suit their kind of need. So for Raphael, having a background that he is diabetic, there are things that we really had to really take care of, and that is how to take care of the skin around the residual limb, because you know what it means to have to maybe get a wound or a bruise for someone that is diabetic. It takes long. So then the prosthetic device then should be a prosthetic device that would minimize as much as possible possibility of one getting either a bruise or a pressure point. So what we did for Raphael was to first of all ensure, because the prosthetic device is composed of three major parts. There is the socket part, which is what the interface between the residual limb and the rest of the prosthesis. Then there is the body, which is the hardware that is composed of different type of materials, mostly now modular metallic components. We have metallic components that are made out of stainless steel, which are quite strong, yes, but then they are heavy. Then we have those that are made of aluminum, which are moderately light. but not as strong as stainless steel. But then we have the top-notch material that has been used in the prosthetics for long, which is titanium, which is very light in weight and very strong. Then we have the lower part, which is the foot. The feet also come in a variety. We have people that run with blades. We have people that run with feet that do not have movement at the ankle joint. Then we have feet that would give you movement at the ankle joint in one plane. Then we also have feet that would give you movement at the ankle joint, not just in one plane, but in multi-planary type of motion. So those are the parameters that inform the kind of prosthesis to be given to person related to their area of need. So we made that variety available to Raphael, and we were able to arrive at what would be ideal for him.
The cost, I should say, I would not say it is much. It is moderate. Moderate in that the kind of fitting I have got, nikiendelea hivyo, I think I'll be able to do many other things I have not been able to do. Because I've got, there's some protection on it, but there's the metals here. Actually, that is the prosthesis, which is down here. So what you get out there will not be able to make you go do what you want to do, like work. Yes. And may I say, teachers are notorious in walking. So I've been a teacher and I like walking, going about.
The kind of the national insurance cover that is available in the country to cover the general public is not quite supportive enough when it comes to rehabilitation. It may take care of surgical procedures and other process of treatment, but the NHIF has really not come in yet to covering prosthetic device or any external device that comes to help in rehabilitation of the person. So it looks like the NHIF cover is taking care of the preventive and the curative, but rehabilitation is kind of really getting a little bit of a letdown from the national insurance cover. The costs, like I told you, would vary, and I think it's my appeal that the insurance cover would come in and alleviate the suffering from the people that are seeking prosthetic devices, and not just any other prosthesis, not just a simple prosthesis, but actually even a prosthesis that is as important as his, which is taking care of his skin, which has an underlying condition that makes it vulnerable to injuries which take long to heal. So it is an appeal to the government that they would consider rehabilitation and put in more funding into the covering of rehabilitation.
Once you have a residue leg, definitely you have got a lot of limitations. So I would advise somebody who has got either his amputation from the knee or from the thigh, he requires movement. But definitely he shall require to have the prosthesis fixed, so that for his own mobility, even if it is very minimal, although this may depend on age, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but lying on the bed because you can't move, you'll even bring more diseases and the problems like body sores, psychological torture, because looking at the mabati for 12 hours a day, and you can only go to to help yourself if you are assisted by somebody. You can't do it by yourself. That is by itself torture. And if you can, you must rely on people for everything you must do by itself. They even get tired of you. So I think I would advise somebody to get
prosthesis.
To get through the process very quickly, so that you'll be able to be doing things for himself, unless those things which are very tasks which are very difficult. It is always very sweet and brings happiness and confidence once you do things for yourself. I realized when it was hard, without it, I could not get a toothbrush. So you stay for a whole day when the toothbrush is there, the toothpaste is there, and the water is there, but you can't reach it unless somebody gives it. Food is there the same way. So I would advise very strongly those who get into the problems and you have got your legs amputated, they should get the prosthesis, the one which fits them as fast as they could, so that they continue relying on themselves, on the many tasks they do every day.
My advice to people that go through this process of treatment that results in amputation is that they should never look at what is gone. They should look at what they have. Luckily for a person like Raphael has, instead of him looking at the loss of feet or ankle, he should look at the fact that he has his two natural knees, which is something, because someone else would also go through an amputation that is higher than him, which is challenging. So the best thing to do is actually look at every of these challenges that come with treatment from a positive point of view, and know that actually there is something left in you. First of all, we are not just ourselves because of limbs. There is an inner man that should be stronger than the outer, and just like he said, it is not good that people go into a state of dependence for so long. It is important that once people have gone through the process of treatment that results in amputation, overcome it, accepting it, overcoming it, and then now soldiering in to look at the options of what can I do to enhance my independence. And just like Raphael says, the ability just to stand on two legs, you are eliminating even other problems, because standing on one leg and probably on crutches and using crutches maybe that are inappropriate, like the auxiliary crutches, could result in many other problems like numbness of your hands, and you would subjecting the remaining limb to a lot of stresses that might also develop other issues. So the best thing to do is to swing quickly into the process of rehabilitation, look at the options available, because the covers do not cover prosthetic devices. Go for even the simpler one. It may not be the one that is complex like what Raphael was able to get for himself. We thank God that he had the ability to get all these features in one prosthesis. But we have a variety of prostheses that would meet people's needs, so that people are not just dependent on others. Yes.
My brother, my son, my wife never told me that part of my leg has been taken away or removed. This is the doctor. And she told me, no, Rafa, now tumekata huu mguu, aliongea kwa Kiswahili, tumekata huu mguu. You have amputated part of your leg. And one thing you must do, you must know, is that it will not grow. So you must accept that part of your leg is not there. You must accept yourself. If you don't, you'll be buried very soon. What do you want?
I want to live.
Namwambia, I want to live. Then you must accept now yourself as you are. not to pity yourself, not to compare yourself with others. Now when you are out there, you meet people. I stayed in that for about 2-3 months. When you get out there, they want to come and see you. They want to see whether you are green or you are blue. That kind of a thing. Or are you a living dead? No, it depends. The status you hold in a society dictates how people take you. So if you have been a leader, I told you I was a teacher, I was a principal, and I was a leader of 2 sub-counties for the teachers. Once you are a leader, there are some things they don't associate you with. They want to think those who can have their legs removed are others, not like you. Or even ourselves, we tend to think it is others, not us. But I had to heed with the doctor. She's a Ugandan. I had to heed and accept. Yes, I don't need pity from out there. I need to accept myself. And I accepted myself. Nikajua sasa nimeanza kuumbwa upya, being reborn and built again. Now when I meet people in the church, I belong to the church. My bishop is around here. People want to pity you as you talk. I said sometimes I was speaking to people, no one around I wanted, being supported by my son. The priests were very many there. People want to shed tears, they pity you, but I always tell them, and I've gotten that courage of telling them, Musinione uruma, don't sympathize with me. Don't pity me, that is the word. I need no pity from anyone, from no one of you. What I need from you is prayers. Now that I'm alive, I want you to help me thank God for that. Because pity, wakianza kulia na mimi nianze kulia, definitely I'll be buried. And I am not ready to be buried as yet.